All right. So we're seeing a lot of kills that aren't getting done, and all these low levels that are getting overlooked. Um, so some things to look out for when attacking a very high level uh, uh, a very high level guild defender is look at the W's, and if you notice that it's glowing, such as this particular team, you have one, this one. That's an ascended warden. That different colored W says that it's ascended. They will set these up to where if you don't pay attention, you think you're fine, but you're not. The second warden in this one is ascended. First one's not. Second one is. Um, the other thing is we need to practice. So we are gonna go back over a few things to look for. Um, Ascended wardens are a bitch. Plain and simple, no way around it. Ascended wardens suck. If you do not have a revive card or a revive relic, you cannot take out an ascended warden. If you do not have the ability to counter what they're going to be dropping on you, or it just won't affect you, such as chaos or flatline, blind sometimes is an easy one to get around, then not a big issue to have to dispel that. Gem silence, counterattack, fear, and I'm noticing weaken um, are a problem. The whole reason why I didn't take out Knight, Fowler, Drewer was because I was 25 minutes into the first Warden because Weaken was not allowing my cards to go into an enrage mode, which would have taken him out. And so he was healing as fast as I was hitting him. And after 30 minutes on a Warden, you're automatically booted out as a loss. Um, but I didn't take the loss because I was doing a practice. If I remember correctly, who did I take out? I would have taken out Nututalia. This one right here. This is the one I would have taken out. Yep. So this was the previous battle. Um, so we need to um, learn how to use the time delays. If you don't have the time delay cards, stick to the low bosses. Um, I do not try, and I know this will sound somewhat contradictory to myself, to tell people how to spin gems. The only thing that I've ever really recommended is the guaranteed event relic for 1,000, and that's just because relics are so important. So some of the other things that need to be looked at are the event revival packs. I know they're a little pricey, but I will show you why. Event revival packs. So they're all Gen 2 cards, and they're going in order of when the events were. So we'll start with the most important one, which is the last one you get in those tiers. There's 3 tiers. Tier 1 gives you the support card and a relic. Tier 2 gives you the event card, a support card, and a relic. Sorry. Tier 2 gives you an event card and a support card. Tier 3 gives you the ultra rare and a relic. Now, one of the most important ones that they've done will be this one right here. And the reason why, once per battle instead of dying, revive. I gotta try and remember which ones do all this. Once per battle instead of dying, revive. Once per battle instead of dying, revive. Once per battle instead of dying, revive. This one's actually an event card instead of an ultra rare. I think that's the last one I have from a Gen 2 with a revive. Yep. Okay. And then we'll go wrong one. The only one that I found so far in Gen 3 is this one. Once per battle instead of dying, revive. So, these are all fine and dandy, and they do a great job. But if you get hit with flatline, which is that little heart with the little heart monitor thing on it, you are screwed. It will reset the entire board. It will drop all your meters to 0, and you are done. Kiss it goodbye. The way around that is relics. There are a couple. I don't remember how many so far that aren't GvG specific that offer this feature. They did a little special where they offered 2 of them, and if you bought them, you have the revive feature. There they are. So as long as there is a spirit on your team, you will revive. This bypasses flatline. And then this one. Once per battle, revive. As long as there's a creature on your team. This works great for that new creature Slayer deck. I've actually gotten this to work quite well. And this works with the green as well. The green clock stopper is Spirit. Unfortunately, these are the only 2 relics I have with the revive feature. And so I can't get any other color team to work with the revive feature without using a card. So next you want to do, go to your GvG, go to your battle, and decide who you want to try against. If Alkari is the first warden they have, you're not going to be able to use the time stopper, because that is exactly what Alkari does, is prevent that from working. But you, trying to think here. I can't do Gem Silence yet. I don't have the other two cards leveled up for Gem Silence. Once we hit Fire Commander with the new style that they have for leveling up cards, I will have enough Slayer uh, and then enough Fire Stones that I can level up those last two cards, and then I will be able to take on Ascended Gem Silence. I can do Ascended Fear. I don't have a problem with Blind. Fear is just tricky. I can do Counterattack. I can do Ascended Thorns. Ascended Chaos is a joke. Ascended Judgment would I be able to do. Ascended Dodge. Ascended Armor. Ascended Auto Heal. Anything that goes on the boss. So, let's go back to this one. Pick your team you want to hit. Let's pick one that's tricky, but not too tricky. I really wanted to do that one, but I couldn't do Marquise. I got hit with the flat line. I couldn't quite hit with 15.6, and I don't have a relic that will bypass the flat line. Otherwise, I wanted to do that one. Let's try this one. We'll see if I can actually get hit. Or if it's going to let me die. Okay, so go to inbox. Type in their name. Not enough use. That's better. Okay, so we'll do this team. So, little practice option. Everyone should be doing this before you attack. Slide over, select your team. There's all the turn delayers right there. So with this one, it doesn't matter what I get hit with. I could care less. I have the revive card on this one. And this one's a powerhouse. This one would probably mow right through it, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so this will showcase the revive feature. Actually, let's see if the powerhouse will go through it first. Okay, in this case, you always want to put an event card as your leader. The reason why is the Master Collection supports and ultra rares give 300% bonus for damage and hit points to whatever. The event cards are 400% in GvG, which is where we're at. Always put the event card as a leader. So, let's see if this one just mows through it. Now, this is Power Gem spawners, 3 of them. passive spawner every time. Enough relics to put gems on the board, and then a turn delayer. I'm sure plenty of you have seen this team multiple times. I still use the living crap out of this team. Yeah, this one's going to mow right through. But I don't have enough power to kill him. This card offers invulnerability, immunity to damage for one turn. So for any reason you think you're going to get hit, you can always activate him and let yourself get hit. But before that happens, turn your turn delayer on, see what happens. Turn counters 3. He ain't going to do nothing. He's going to sit there and take it. Really do not want to lose those power gems. I won't lose them anyways. Okay, because of their battle skills, they increase the attack of themselves. So, you're going to want to activate one of them. Just one. Increases his attack. And as you can see, they hit quite hard. Even if you don't get this card, which is the Master Collection card, if you come across those event cards, get them. And you don't have to have the Ultra Rare in this case. The support card will work just fine in this case. Okay, you activate another one. Just one. And as my intensity goes up, the amount of damage that they're going to do goes up. Now, I always save this one for last because he increases more. The reason why is because wardens become enraged the further you go down, so they get harder and harder to kill. And so you want to try and save the big powerhouse for last. It's not going to matter. I can't save either one of them. So for good measure, I'll hit him with both since it's the last. And that's pretty typical. With the revive feature, this one will take it. So, the revive feature, this takes a while. As you can see, revived chaos is in full effect. I just needed enough gym matches to reactivate him. He's reactivated. These three will passively spawn gems again. And they mowed through him pretty quick. He is here for more than just a revive, by the way. He is the powerhouse behind this all. See, he's just not doing very much damage because he's been enraged already. That's where this little sucker comes in. Well, yeah, this takes a while longer to do. I'd rather have all 5 kills. If you're worried about health. Now with this being the wrong color, don't know how well this is gonna go. Yeah, not in my favor at all. All I can do is hope for the best here, and I'm not gonna get it. If this kills him, I'll be shocked. Oh my gosh, I got lucky. See, that's why this is a practice skirmish, because had this been the real thing and I screwed up, that would have been a loss. Where this is just nothing more than a practice. And see, the intensity is getting high enough that they're starting to get hit harder. And so there you go. You want to start getting into Ascended Wardens and doing harder stuff, you can always practice against people who are on your friends list. See, I've got one on here. And here we go. I've actually got a member of War Beast here. A legit member of War Beast. I have actually gone through and practiced on I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. It's been a while since I've done it. This one. This is where I got practice on taking out an Ascended Fear Warden right here. This one took me all 30 minutes to get through this one. It is a pain. But practice with people that are on your friends list. Slide over. There's a full Ascended. That one would be a pain in the ass. Just go across and see 36,000. There'd be one to try on. 53. None of them are Ascended. That one would be worth trying on. This one's not. To see, he's got Ascended Power Gem Silence is the second one. So, practice. Pick your opponent. Practice. There's no reason why you shouldn't have at least a good shot at getting all 5 kills as long as you just go practice. It's there. Use it. And if you can get through it, try it out. I'll be the first one to admit that I have practiced and practiced, and I got through a hard kill, and the moment I went and tried it, I screwed it up. And it happens. It's going to happen. Just practice and do your best. And if you're having problems getting one of the higher ones, knock down a few levels and try that one. The more kills we get, the better off we are. There's no reason for automatically always going for the highest one. Anyone who wants practice on doing this and help setting up attack decks, I would be more than happy to help you. But you're going to have to come up with the cards. Like I said, this right here will take down Ascended Fear. This one I'm messing with and playing with, but this has got 2 ultra rares in it. This has got an ultra rare, but you don't have to have the ultra rare in it. This is the deck I use to mow people with. This you don't have to have the ultra rare for, and you don't have to have the Master Collection card. Procambrius is what actually makes this deck so effective. But you can't do multiple time resets over and over and over and over again, because Dynamite, Procambrius, and Iron Spine will only do power gems every 3, so you'd have to make a team completely of water and needs to be human. So you'd have to have Josephine quick draws and half-hearted Josephines, and basically you'd almost make it just like this deck, and you could have That might work. So for a blue team that can do Ascended Fear against fire, you'd have to use this with the turn delayer. No, because they don't dispel. Never mind. They don't dispel, they just do power gems. And make you invulnerable to damage. They actually dispel, so no, that won't work. But if you're just doing a regular team where you need lots and lots of turns, you will have to have him for your revive for the technological. He will be your revive card. This deck does wonders, but can be a pain in the butt to use. I'm still practicing with this one. This one does really good against blind. That's all the decks I have set up for GvG. So again, believe it or not, most of your Gen 2 decks, your cards are what people are still using for GvG. So if you get cards from packs and you're just not sure about them, don't auto dust them at all. Ask first. And so everyone understands what I'm talking about. Why am I past? There it is. So this card creates 4 fire gems and cleanses all debuffs. So by activating this battle skill, you will eliminate gem silence. Well, it only works one time. So why not have 2 more? Generates 2 favorable intensity and delays the enemy turn counter by 1 and then cleanses gem silence from 1 hero. Well, now only does this turn into a turn delayer, but it also cleanses gem silence. You lose your turn delay once you reforge her, which is fine, because as I put her as the leader, then she will give 300%, I believe it is, 300% hit points for all fire slayers. So you use this card as your leader. These 2 cards left alone as so they keep their turn delay effect. And these 3 cards will get rid of gem silence every 3 turns. So you use one, and the next one, and the next one. These 2 regular ones will add time to the clock, and then you'll have this turn delayer that will add 2 to the clock. And then as time goes on and as your gems fall, you will also have to have enough mystic intensity, and you'll need this gentleman, because as you build him up, he's going to destroy all non-fire gems and spawn 2 fire gem 3s plus 2 more per 100 mystic intensity. So the more mystic relics you have, the higher the intensity gets. This is where the power comes from, is because he is going to consistently produce power gems, and then he's going to keep refilling everyone's meters and keep everything going. I have actually watched a person use this exact same team take out Ascended Gem Silence and whack a whole team. It was quite impressive. So this will be my Ascended Gem Silence team once I can level these cards up with the Fire Evolution Stones and the Slayer Evolution Charms. Um, and then if I want to do other stuff, I'll have to reforge a couple of them so I can remove all debuffs. But then I won't be able to do the turn delay as often. So we'll have to see how that works. So there are lots of options out there. Do not get rid of cards just because you think they're junk. Look at them, read their battle skills. If you think it might have value, keep it. If it doesn't have value of any kind, pitch it. If you're questioning it, ask. Always remember though, if you pitch it, you can go back to your codex and pull it out for 30 dust. The problem comes is once you have it, or if you got rid of multiple copies, you can't get multiple copies back. You can only buy one. So to have a team that has 3 gems slash power gem passive spawners, you're not going to get that option if you've already gotten rid of them. Baleful Bride, Pumpkin Queen are cards that if you got them or ever got them, then you should keep the crap out of them. Very, very useful cards. Same with Josephine Quick Draw, Half-Hearted Josephine, and I think I actually did get rid of him as well. The other good ones that you can have for fire, Affinity Fire type. Dragon. This little sucker right here. Yep, I'll have him. I can buy it back for 30. Same thing. Passively spawned gems. Invaluable cards. I'm stupid for getting rid of my copies of him, but it is what it is. I needed dust at the time because ultimate forms were expensive. I will stop dusting stuff so much and start putting my resources and keeping stuff that's actually got value now. So yeah, play with the cards, mix and match stuff. This is another one that's got a good revive. I've actually been meaning to test this one out, and I might go do that here in a little bit. This will bypass the ascended flatline because it's done by a relic, and the Snipping Falconer, the Jim Jombre, and Sweet Hansel are 2-turn cooldowns, which means they'll keep the Yoran Swarm constantly filled with gems to keep the turn delay going, and the only thing you're waiting on is enough corrupt intensity that the mummy can produce a buttload of gems, power gems, and then you can hit hard. And what's nice is this is an all corrupt team, so Hansel is even buffing the mummy for more power. I just need to find a way to get more gems on the board, because I remember right, I can't get the 24. It is 20 to get this one started. I need one more green commander standard relic, or another green corrupt relic to replace with Dojin's Axe to bring more gems on the board to power up yours Sworn. So let's start practicing more. Questions, like I said, feel free to ask. Um, help with anything, I'm more than happy to help. All you have to do is ask. Um, didn't want to make this too long, but too late. So good luck, and need anything, let me know.